Hi, my name is Amy Kabasim, and I'm an associate marriage family therapist. I have three children, ages 16, 19, and 22. I first met Harry when I just broken up with my boyfriend and a couple other things. I was feeling really vulnerable. I met him on Tinder, and it said that he lived in Coronado. He was an architect. He liked me, and then I responded like nice hair. And then he started talking to me. He wanted me to come to his house first, and I said I don't do that on the first date. And then he said, okay, I'll come up there Sunday. So then I was talking to him all week long. He was sending me poetry, videos, pictures, telling me how much he cared about me, how like he felt like this connection. He's never been happier in his life. And he's like, I love you. And I felt like I loved him too. I just started to feel really safe and comfortable with him. My friends started telling me they thought he was a scammer. So I started reading up on it. And he didn't ask me for money at this point. So I didn't really think that he was.
So I would say that my perspective on this guy that Amy's talking to is he's very smooth, but there's definitely quite a few red flags. They seem very in love.
One day he said to me, I'm so bummed. My bank account was frozen because the last construction job, is being investigated. And I'm like, really? And then he's like, yeah, so if you can help me at all, that would be great. Then I sent that money, and he was really loving, kind of go, please do not ask for more money because I'm not doing it. And I've accused him of scamming. I've accused him about the money thing. And he swears, it's not all about money, that he loves me and he wants to come back. He wants to marry me.
He sends pictures and there's videos, and the videos have, addressed Amy by name. So it's not like he could send them to everyone.
I would even have a night out with my friends and they'd convince me and I'd be like, don't call me again. This is ridiculous. Somehow like I would miss him.
I'm just interested to see how this all turns out because even his name, his profile, everything just feels like an alias.
So if Harry turns out to be real, I'd at least like to meet him in person and see if his feelings are true. I mean, and maybe, 1 in a million, he's not a scammer. He's just in a bad situation.
After we received this video from Amy, our team immediately started investigating. We ran a simple reverse image search on socialcatfish.com and found the real man in the photos in minutes. Later that night, we had Amy send a link to Harry. He fell for the bait and clicked on the link. When he clicked the link, we were able to track exactly where he was in the world. Now it was time to go over everything we found with Amy.
Well, here I am on my way to Social Catfish to go see who the true Harry is. I'm nervous, I'm scared, but I want to know so I can move forward. I'll see you soon, Social Catfish.
The real man in the photos is Harry Geithner. He is an actor, film director, and model from Colombia. We reached out to him about this fake Tinder account that was used to scam Amy, and this is what he said.
Good evening. Unfortunately, this is an issue that I've dealt with since a very long time ago. Every week I get emails from disappointed women who are scammed by these fake people. You have all my support, and I'm glad to help you out with this matter. Thanks, Harry Geithner.
We ran the IP tracker. So if you look at the screen, number 10, Lagos, on a Safari mobile phone. Yeah. But here's how we know for sure this is him, right? So we create these special links. And with the special links that we create, only the people that click on that link, we track the IP address, right? So every phone, every device, every internet, they have an IP address that tracks a location. You can spoof it, but you have to connect to a VPN. So there's a process to it. So a lot of times what we found out is if we send this link, they'll just click on it right away. And then if they're nervous or whatever, they'll click off of it, which is exactly what he did. He wasn't there very long, which means he clicked on it and then he's like, oh shoot, maybe I shouldn't.
But he's still asking me after he clicked at it. He's still asking me to set up Coinbase.
Because they don't care. So it's a really interesting culture over there, right? So they look at as their job. They call people like you their client. It's pretty sickening. But what they do is a lot of times they believe in voodoo and witchcraft, and they believe that if they do this, they will get whatever they want, and so they have a different way of looking at the world than we do, which is really crazy.
If they scam people, they'll get whatever they want. I don't understand.
So they believe that once they have a victim on the hook, right, they can get them to do whatever they want because of this voodoo, right? Because they'll do voodoo rituals, they'll do different things, and basically saying, look, make her do what I want her to do.
So they think because I'm doing something they're asking me, they're making me, because because of voodoo
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah.
Well,
That's crazy.
And another thing is they're all about the skill. They want to prove to themselves how skillful they are to get you to do what they want.
Yeah, it's
So
like their
if they
ego.
get
It's their ego.
70 rejections, 70 no's, they will still try to get one. Yes.
It's like a salesperson.
Uh-huh. The cool thing I think about this is if you look deep into his Instagram, there are several of these videos.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all of him flirting with the camera. So for a scammer, this is an opportunity that they have found because they don't have to talk. They don't really have to change it. If I would have seen that video, I'm kind of falling in love with him too because it looks like he's
Lenny's been
talking to
watching
you.
the video all day. Don't let her fool you. She's been watching the videos all day long.
He's mine.
Yeah.
And what's really funny too is like when he first called me, his voice, I got this terrible feeling. And I hung up quickly.
Uh-huh.
And then he sent me the video of golfing that was really cute. And he's like, and then I was like, it pulled me in because I was cute. So he goes, I didn't think I'd ever hear from you again. I got this, my instinct at first was, you know, this is not right. And then, you know, yeah. What do I say?
Are you nervous?
Mm-hmm. Hi, I'm trying to call you and you're not answering.
I don't know what you're doing with your phone. You obviously blocked me on Skype. FaceTime doesn't work. What are you doing?
Nothing. I don't know why FaceTime wouldn't work. I mean, I didn't do anything. So can you explain to me what's going on?
Nothing's going on.
Whose picture is that?
Person we fell in love with.
Well, whose picture was that? That looked like your picture and it was somebody else.
They're my pictures. You're mine.
They're your pictures?
They are my pictures, yeah.
So why did you have a different name?
It's complicated.
Well, can you share it with me? I mean, you want me to send you money. I want to make sure we have an honest connection and you really do love me.
Of course I love you, okay? A couple years back, I had an issue with a stalker, man. This woman stalked every part of my life. My bank records, my daughter's life, everything. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, I couldn't go to bed without... It got to a case where I had to call the police.
So you changed your name?
It's one of the reasons why I wasn't being forthright about my name and some things, you know, it's not what I do. Alright. Who are you talking to?
My friend.
Hey, what's going on? So, what's your real name?
You've obviously seen the pictures.
Well, no, because I talked to Harry yesterday. So I know you're not Harry. So what's your real name?
Well, that is my real name.
So we also sent you an IP tracker and we located you. When you clicked on it, it tracked to Lagos, Nigeria. Why is that?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
How do you not know?
It's weird, isn't it?
Well, like, look, we know what's going on, right? Like, so we work with people all the time. So I own a company that does this. We work with people all the time. We have a ton of technology that we use. And so we know that you're trying to scam. Well, we know you scammed Amy. You didn't try, you scammed Amy. And you're romance scamming her, and this is just, it's what you do. So it is what it is, but like, but we're trying to understand why.
When Amy's ready to talk, put her on the phone.
What's that?
When Amy's ready to talk, put her on the phone.
Okay, well, you don't boss me around. So, like, you can say whatever, but I'm asking you some questions, and oh, he hung up.
So he's in love with me.
Yeah.
And he told me who he is.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say,
But the thing is like, at this point,
I'm not going to talk to him
yeah,
anymore, no.
because he's going to try to threaten
gonna
you.
be mean,
Yeah, he's
yeah.
going to be mean.
Like, my heart's beating so fast.
Because you're emotional, and like, you've
Yeah.
been emotionally invested in this, and
Like,
like,
he's so, like, he wasn't even, like, I would think he would have been, like, more freaked out.
But he did kind of panic, like he did sound slightly panicked because he didn't know what to say. Like he was just like, "That's interesting, isn't it?" I'm like, "Yeah, it is. Like, why?" And he just like, "You tell me." Like he didn't know how to respond.
I know. Baby girl and baby doll.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry, Amy.
Okay.
Almost like treat it like an alcoholic would with alcohol.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
block it. Don't go back to it. He's gonna try to convince you. He's gonna talk to you, sweetie. Blah blah blah. He's gonna reveal himself. Like, the next step, he's gonna reveal himself, and he'll be like, "I'm broke. I don't have any money. This is where I'm at," and give the sob story. And then he might try to get you to do this to scam other people. Like we've seen them.
What do you mean? Like,
So like,
work with him to scam
yeah,
other people?
100%. So we've talked to lots of people that have been in the same situation. The scammers come clean and been like, "Look, I just live in a poor country. I actually am really in love," because they'll say that. Like that's the next part of the scam. They'll say, "Look, I'm really in love with you." Like they have this down. Like they've been doing this for a long time.
I could fall so deep.
Yep.
I just got out of my interview with Social Catfish, and I have a mix of emotions. I feel relieved. I feel sad. Really sad for the women who've really lost their homes and their life savings. Thank God that didn't happen to me. I feel disappointed because I feel like the person I was looking at, I really loved, and he was so handsome to me, and it was like he dubbed the music in his voice, so it's like I really believed him. And then the more he started asking for money, and then he would get angry if I couldn't get it, then I started doubting him more and more and more. I appreciate Social Catfish because I uploaded pictures, and there was one of him on it. Wasn't the ones that I had, but then I wrote a letter to you guys, and you reached out, and I felt really nervous about it. I felt like I was cheating on somebody for a long time, but you guys were really comforting, and you supported me, and you know, when I watched your show, I knew you were doing it to help people and not make fun of them. I am gullible and I am naive to some degree, and I trust, but just the way this happened, it's like my dopamine, and I was so into him before any transactions ever occurred, so it was already too late to me.
Do you think it even really mattered if he was fake?
That's a good question, because at times I doubted him, but he still comforted me and made me feel beautiful, and made me feel loved and understood. I mean, we had like a lot of jokes in between us, and how I'm not good with technology, and how I would tell him he was a scammer all the time, and then I would just apologize the next day, and I was like Jekyll and Hyde with them. But originally I was like, don't tell me if he's a scammer, I don't want to know, I feel so good right now. I felt like high on dopamine for like 3 months, and it was great.
Are you unsure if the person that you've been talking to online is real or fake? Maybe you've been trying to get a family member or friend come to terms, and you have a story you'd like to share about a romance scam. If this is you, email us at sharemystory@socialcatfish.com. By allowing our audience to hear about your experiences, you can educate them on what you went through, the signs that you witnessed. Education really is the best way to prevent these scams. Your story could be the reason that thousands of these scams are prevented.
Thanks for watching another episode of Scamfish. See you guys next time.